Hi everyone, it's Crappy Kathy here with today's load page. And the prompt today is about essentially standing up for yourself and making a career change. And I did that many times for many different reasons over the course of my career. This particular career change that I'm talking about here wasn't a result of standing up for myself, but more pursuing a dream that I was totally unqualified to pursue, but which turned out actually really well. I had been in IT and I had left the corporate world where I was working for someone else. John and I had started a business, and we had partnered with someone who'd been in the consulting business for quite a while. So we pursued that, but it gave me some free time to actually start a landscaping business. And at first it was John and me digging holes to put the plants in, and I was drawing all of the plans, and we got some customers who trusted us, and we got some big contracts, and our sign went up and people started calling, and we got more and more business. This photo I didn't even know existed, but I was looking for something else and found it the other day. Among the photos that you might recall when I was scanning a lot of my old photos for the 12 box project, which I really need to bring back to life. I bought a new scanner that the photos, just instead of a flatbed scanner that I lifted up, put the photos down, put it down, scan it. This is a feeder. It has a feed, and so you stack the photos in there. They flip through. You've already provided the dates that they're going to go, and they just go out there, and you get a copy of the old and a copy of the new. Well, when I did a few rounds of those, it overwhelmed me. The afterwards work kind of overwhelmed me. So I left it. I had a couple other reasons for leaving it too, but so some of the photos that I scanned, I didn't really go back and look at. So found this one. This was on a day when I had been invited to be a guest speaker at a big landscape industry show. And I was, my subject, there were several subjects that I kind of thought about doing, but ended up doing this one on landscaping with native plants and the ease in maintenance and so on and so forth, and kind of talking about what it takes to maintain plants that are not native, stuff like that. Anyway, you don't care about that, but we had actually had we had a guy on our team working for the company who did carpentry, and he built this little I don't even know what you want to say. It was up on a stage, and it was built to look like someone's backyard, and it was set up like a patio, and then we landscaped it with by building up, bricks. Anyway, it was one of my proudest achievements, and we had lighting, and right here the wiring hadn't been hidden, and we had a sign right here. We actually had a much better sign. This was when we were first setting up, and we have our little badges on, and I'm wearing a very flowery, landscapey looking dress. And the filter I used on this actually made it perfect for using some of my more pastel supplies. I don't often do that. And these papers are from Paige Evans' Garden Shop. And these flowers, these florals, are from a recent Pink Fresh collection, and I can't tell you which one. They came in some class supplies, and these are ones that were left over. The technique prompt is to use chipboard and a punch, and I've punched out these two little things. They're kind of a different, this is more periwinkle and this is more lavender, so I'm going to kind of have to work those into something that maybe contrasts a little bit with them, but I'm going to use them. And so I have torn these papers, and I'm going to go ahead and put those on my background. And then I'm going to figure out, I have in mind putting the photos on the bottom, or the photo on the bottom. I glued it onto this chipboard frame and put a little foam behind it to support it. And then I'm going to decorate the frame with flowers. So we hardly will notice that there's a frame there, I think, before it's all over with. And I'm going to title it Create Beauty, because I was creating computer systems. I changed my career to creating beauty. So I'm going to maybe see if, nope, I'm going to have that overlapping, I think. I'm going to put this down so that none of the paper tearing shows through the frame. That's my only requirement for placement. I have some other chipboard frames that have flowers on them that I might see if I can work in to the... So if I have this down here, I'll have a cluster up there. We'll see how that works out for me. And I don't know what... Let's see, I have this floral cluster that could go there. I like that. There's a smaller one. I think I like the larger one. And then up here, I've got this one, which I'm kind of partial to, or this one. What I like about this one is it has this salmon color, and this one doesn't. So I think that's going to be my choice, and I will maybe sneak these under there like that. How about if I try to, this is a totally different Pink Fresh collection that this is from, but maybe, let me try this. Let me put some foam behind here. Okay, there. And then if I did that, do I want that above? Oh, oops, it's sticking. Okay, do I want that above or below? If I did that right there, I kind of like that, actually. So I'm going to cut it in half, and I might use the other half down in the bottom cluster. somehow. Let me put some foam right at the end of these so they stick up and get some dimension. These are cut from that same Paige Evans collection. I think it's Garden Shop. Might be Splendid because I pulled some of both into my kit that I have on my desk. I'm gonna maybe move it over a little bit this way. There. And now I'm gonna put a little glue on here. Okay, I like that. It's just another detail. It's not a matchy-matchy detail. It certainly isn't as, you know, it doesn't have the same flowers, but it does have flowers. It has that floral. I kind of want this down. Okay, I'm not liking where this tape is, so I'm gonna use a different tape and I'm gonna put it on the flowers so I can put them where I want them. I want them touching the photo right there. So let's see if this will work. Okay, there. I've got that. And now I have this little guy, which could go right there, or kind of like that. All right, I almost don't need anything else on there other than I do need a title. Although I have, as you well know, I've done a few pages without titles, and then whatever word there is on there, I pull that out, and that becomes my title. I'm not great with titles. That's not my strong suit. So let me look here and see if there's anything else that really, I've also got some of these guys right here. Love these memories. Ooh, Time for Some Fresh Air. I had seen this and I liked it because I went from an indoor job to an outdoor job. And so Time for Some Fresh Air was nice, was a good sentiment to have for that. That's not exactly the length I needed it to be, but I think it'll work. And I like that the yellow contrasts with that periwinkle or lavender or however we're going to interpret that for purposes of this page. Let's see. There's this together bit, which is in an orange color, which we don't have. See, if I had used, well, you know, if I'd used this flower, there's a little orange flower there, a little orange there, a little orange. There's enough orange. I'm going to go with it. And it's chipboard. use that right there so that, and I don't think there's anything else on any of these. I've got my title there. Ooh. There's another little orange thing that I've been saving. I used the bottom of this, and this says the perfect pair. And I'm just gonna kind of stick it right there. That's my my interpretation of us. I'm gonna hold this out because I'm thinking I can find a place to use that, but I need to get the title down and figure out where that's gonna be. If I do, I could put this here and then line up beauty down here. I think I'll do that. So let me get a little bit of glue on here. And I may want this to break that line. I will tell you that landscaping was the hardest work and the lowest pay of any work I've ever done. And the low pay was entirely my fault because I'd get so excited about the possibility of the idea of landscaping a place that when I made my bids, I bid too low. And I also, in a couple cases, didn't anticipate, I didn't have any stock that I kept myself, so I had to go to wholesalers, and the stock that they had varied depending on, I might go one day and they'd have a bunch of really beautiful 3-gallon azaleas, and then by the time I got the bid in and got the job and actually got the bed prepared and was ready to buy the plants, the 3-gallon ones were all gone, and I had to buy 5-gallon ones, but I had done the bid based on 3-gallon prices. So I did that many, many times, much to John's consternation. But, and I'm trying to think if I need to color these at all. I'm thinking I'm just going to let them, because these flowers are kind of delicately outlined. I kind of like that. And the idea that I had was maybe to try to have this kind of coming out from there. There's like flowers emerging from the ground. I like that idea, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's probably not necessary, but I think I like it. So now, the last thing to do, and this was, I think, 1987, and I completely forgot that I'd had my I'd ever had my hair that short. So the other day for the hair hairstyle prompt in Load, I could have used that as a contrast to the way I wore my hair most of the time. Okay, and I'm just kind of curling these back to get a little more of that texture. And I think once that's done, this page is done. And I like, this is a Simple Stories frame from a travel collection, and the colors don't match. I don't have any aqua anywhere in here, and there's an aqua stripe there, and you know, there's something about the delicate kind of pinky beige color of the frame itself that works with some of these dots in the dotty paper. Okay, so we're done there. I've got those things curled up, and I thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.